Cheer. You already know. It's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again one more time. Listen, guys, we got a jam-packed show today. So definitely you do not want to miss anything that we put out on this live stream. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's in here. I'm looking at the chats. Make sure that when you come in, leave something in the chat right here so we could put you on the screen and, you know, give you your shout out. Okay. So today what I want to start with is, you know, we want to talk about opportunities and also to things that's happening within the CodingPhase platform and how we're going to be moving forward in the next few months with all of this cool things that's happening in the industry. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is we're back on our PHP project, which is the real estate project. This is a jam-packed project. If you are a diamond member of CodingPhase.com or you own the Laravel 9 course that we have on CodingPhase.com, you guys definitely want to come in and come do this project. This is a pretty big project. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is not something that you're gonna do on a weekend. Okay, this might take you a month, this might take you 2 months. It's a real project. It's not like a little to-do app that you're gonna see online on a tutorial on YouTube. This is why this is a premium project. This is like a real website that we are building for a client, and you're seeing the whole process. Now, who is this for, right? This is for anybody that wants to be able to build their own full stack applications, right? Let's say a client comes up to you and tells you, hey, I have this great idea. Can you build a web application for me? Or can you build a website for me that has this, and this, right? You don't want to be that guy that says, well, I can only do the front end. I could only do the static site, right? Or I could only do, you know, a little bit of React, but you don't know the whole process of building the whole application. With this project, you're going to learn everything, right? And I mean everything from, you know, doing user authentication, doing user roles, you know, having an admin section, you know, creating a dashboard for managing the application, right? Understanding how to do filtering, understanding how the front end and the back end communicate with each other. You're going to see how the process of building a full stack application, people think like you just start writing down the features. Nah, you got to actually go in and start building feature by feature, depending on what you need to create first, right? So it could be like the MVP, right? So for example, this project is a real estate application. The first thing that you want to create is giving the ability for, you know, agents to be able to list their, you know, real estate properties. And then from there, you want to go in and continue adding more features. Then from there, you might want to go in and add like an admin section where you're giving more reports, right? So again, we're going very deep into the back end. With this, we are building this with PHP and Laravel. And yes, we are focusing a lot on PHP. And it's because that's where the jobs is at. Okay, especially for self-taught developers and people that are basically building themselves up from the ground up. I'm telling you guys right now, this is the wave. If you want to be one of those guys that always has a job, the guys that's not stressing about, oh my God, I can't find a remote job. Like, bro, this is what you want to be focusing on. Okay, straight up. Okay, so this is why we're focusing on PHP Laravel. It's not just because I enjoy doing this type of applications, is because you're very productive. So not only can you build applications for clients, but then you can also build your own applications that you can make your own money. Like, this is the beauty of this. Like, Laravel is a full stack framework, but it has every single thing that you need to build any type of software as a service. And at the same time, there's a lot of resources. So you're not there by yourself trying to build something and you're like, man, I can't figure this out. Guess what? Most likely somebody else out there has created the same type of application that you have created or have had the same problems that you've had. So it's a big community, which makes you even more productive as a single developer, because anything that you want to create, most likely somebody has already created out there, and whatever questions you might be stuck on or whatever problems you might be stuck on, all you have to do is literally do a simple Google search, and I guarantee you somebody already has that answer for you out there. Okay, that's why I love Laravel. It's just you get to become really super productive and get to knock out a lot of cool things pretty fast. Shout out to everybody in here. Let me see who's in the chat. By the way, if you're here, you're watching me right now live, make sure you come in and at least leave one message on the chat so I could go in and give you your shout out, and I know that you're here. Okay, I love seeing the community here. This is the way how I keep attendance. All right, so shout out to Sunshine. Definitely good to see you in here. Wayne Wallace, good to see you in here. Let's see, he got some good questions. Also, too, if you got a question, put it here. I'm gonna answer them. Okay, how can a web developer become more well versed with the changes in the industry? My advice is always do research, right? Do research in your local area, do research in your country, right? See where things are happening, what trends are happening right now. Like, for example, right now e-commerce is huge, right? A lot of people are going to be creating their first online store. Everybody understands that, guess what? You could sell products online and you could make money with that. For us as developer, that gives us a lot of opportunities, because now we have this huge amount of people joining the e-commerce industry, and then now we could serve them. We could either do like freelancing, or we could work for some of their companies, right? Years ago there used to be a lot of startups where there were pretty much startups for like social media or like random applications or random software as a service. Right now there's a huge influx of like e-commerce startups, right? Or young e-commerce businesses, right? So it's no longer like social media. Now it's about selling products online. So again, that's where the trends are going, and you want to keep your eyes to the street and your ears to the street and see what's happening out here. Okay, that's how you're going to be able to always be on top of what's happening. Okay, research is very important. Also, to networking with people that are actually making money, not just people that work. Okay, I've seen a lot of people that focus on, man, I want to go in and get hired, or I want to get a job, right? And that's all great. You can definitely get a job, right? But you also want to follow the guys that are actually making money. Okay, I'm talking about people that are creating software as a service, people that are creating microservices, people that are creating niche websites, right? Twitter is huge, and I recommend for all of you guys to definitely follow people on Twitter that post certain type of information out there, like for an each website, what are the keyword research tools that they're using, what trends are they seeing with SEO, for somebody that's doing software as a service, what are the marketplaces that are out there that are allowing you to create applications within their platforms. What type of services are people creating? Sometimes you might see someone create a software as a service, like let's say for analytics, right? And then you'll see like 20-30 people also doing analytics. There's a reason why they're going into that niche. There's money in it. Okay, so you want to focus on following people that is getting their bag. Okay, that's how you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn the most from people that are actually doing it. So definitely keep your eyes open. Let me see. Reading, shout out Kirubel, Germa. Sorry, my fault. I get a weird high when I see Joe's live pop up. Hey man, we here, bro. We here. We're definitely here. By the way, guys, this is the project that we're building right now. This is what we're focusing on CodingPhase.com. Like I was saying before, we're going to be focusing on this transition, right? So for those of you guys that don't know, on CodingPhase.com, we focus on making sure you get hired as soon as possible, making sure that you get results as soon as possible. And, we basically have our curriculum geared towards what's happening in the industry. It's not what I like. It's not what I'm a fan of, right? It's not like what's gonna get me views. It's not what's gonna get me subscribers. We focus on doing research to see where the job opportunities is at for new developers to get into those positions. And then from there, we go in and we basically create our curriculum according to that. Okay, so that's what makes us different. Okay, we don't teach coding as a hobby. Okay, if you're not getting a bag, you're basically wasting your time and you're wasting your money in any type of service or program that you're on. If you're not getting results, you're not getting interviews, you're not getting to the point where literally recruiters are coming after you because they want you into the job positions, or you don't have a portfolio that's solid, guess what? You're wasting time. You're doing this shit as a hobby, and this is what we don't do at CodingPhase.com. I don't want you coming in here thinking this shit is a hobby. Hey, I'll code whenever I can. Nah, we here to get our bag. If you come to CodingPhase.com and you sign up as a gold member, that's $20, right, on a monthly basis. You sign up for the diamond member, which gives you access to everything, access to me, access to the accountability meetings, access to every single course and bundle and career path that we have on CodingPhase.com. Guess what? That's $375. The first thing that you want to think about when you sign up to CodingPhase.com is, I'm signing up to this platform, but I want to get that $375 back. Okay, how you gonna get that $375? Not by me. I'm not gonna give you that $375 back. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna teach you the skills that you need so you can go in and make that $375. So when you come into this platform, you gotta look at this as an investment. I don't want nobody in here coming in, I just want to see if I could maybe get a job. I want to see if maybe I could get into the game. Maybe I could try to do this. Nah. You're coming in here because you're going to get into the game. You are going to get a job. You are going to create your own company. You are going to go in and start doing freelancing. This is an investment. This is not something that you put money into and not actually use it. I want every single one of you guys that literally this, $20 is nothing for you. Okay. $375 is nothing for you. But how you get to that point, you have to start using the skills that you are learning here on CodingPhase.com and putting them into practice. Okay, you could get a job, so you're gonna get a full-time gig from the skills that you're gonna get here. You can also go in and do freelancing. There's a million ways that you can do this. Okay, but when you come to CodingPhase.com, the first thing that I want you to think about is, I paid $20. How can I come in here? Whatever I learned this month, how can I make that $20 back? Okay. That's it. That's that simple. Just the gold membership. You sign up for the diamond membership for 6 months. Guess what? The first thing that you want to think about this first month when you sign up is, how can I make $375 with the skills that I learned this month? Okay. Again, we're going to help you out to understand how you can go out there and get your job, and get even freelance gigs and all of that. Okay. But I want you guys to start coming in with the mentality of, hey, I'm a hustler. I'm coming here. I'm not doing this thing as a hobby. I'm here about my bag. Okay. So, all right. That's the same mentality that I have, right? Every time that I learn something new, I got to monetize it. I got to make my money back. You know what I'm saying? I take courses just like you guys. Okay. I'll take business courses. They might cost a little bit more than, $375. The last course I signed up for was $3,000 on a monthly basis. Guess what? I needed to make my $3,000 back at the end of the month. I needed to learn what I needed to learn from that platform. But then from there, I need to put that shit into practice. If I go in and I take some type of course, or I take some type of, education program, right, and I just sit on it, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and I'm doing this shit as a hobby. I don't want nobody coming in here with that mentality. Okay. But yeah, so we're seeing a lot of results with the Tech Accelerator, where we're focusing on these 2 career paths, guys. Content editor, right? This is the simplest thing that you can get started with to start your career as a tech, as a tech employee, basically, or you could say, developer, junior developer, etc. Right? Content editor. It's just managing a website. Okay. Learning what different content management systems do, like WordPress, Shopify, HubSpot, Contentful, right? You learn those things. Now you can manage somebody's website. There's a lot of jobs for this. There's a lot of opportunities on this. Okay. And we're seeing a lot of people from CodingPhase getting hired that, they're coming in, getting the portfolios right, getting their skills up. And again, content editor is lit. Okay. Another one is HTML emails, right? I've been saying this for 5 years. I've been here in the game for 5 years, and this is the one that has gotten the most results for everybody. Not just like, oh, some random dude that just came in, or some guy that came from with a college degree, or a guy that came from a boot camp, or a guy that just was an Uber driver last week, right? Like literally every single person that has come to CodingPhase and have followed the program have gotten to the goals that they wanted, which is to get into the industry with their first job, right? And all you have to do is learn the skills, right? The first step is learning the skills. From there is building a solid portfolio. Then from there is having a projects that are actually relevant to the position that you are applying. And then from there is literally going to the interviews. If you go in and you have all those things like a checklist and you check all of them, guess what? You're going to get the results that you deserve. Okay. But again, these are the two things that are getting the most results for people. Now, where do we go from here? Okay. Where do we go from here? Because if somebody comes in and says, hey, I'm a content editor, how much do they make? They can make anywhere from $50,000 to like $60,000, $75,000. As an HTML email developer, you can make from $50,000 to like 85, right? And if you go in and you start learning more about things like Salesforce, right? You work at a company that uses Salesforce, you could go in a couple of months, make 100,000. We've seen one of our students that he's double stacking right now. He has 2 jobs as an HTML email developer because it's not that difficult to do, right? And especially when you're working remotely, and the dude is now making $200,000 just with HTML emails. Okay, so again, can you make money with this thing? Yes, sir. Okay, now where do we go from here? What I want to do is I want to go in and give you guys that transition and help you go from a content editor, HTML email developer to being either a front-end developer or being full stack developer. This is why I'm focusing so much on the opportunities that there is with PHP. Okay, because when you come in and let's say you become an HTML email developer, now you could go in, learn about the full stack development, right? And then from there, you can go in and say, okay, cool. I know PHP. I know how to do the front end, right? I'm comfortable with HTML, CSS. I'm comfortable with JavaScript, right? Comfortable with PHP. Where do I go from here? So right now we're focusing on creating that transition for you where you can go in and say, okay, cool. I learned about HTML emails, but what's next, Joe? Okay. So again, we do have a career path for front-end development. This is the career path that you're going to get as a gold member for CodingPhase.com. Pretty much all the courses that are here, you get access to as a gold member. But I really want to focus on getting people to learn the full stack. So again, we're focusing on creating, this platform right here or this real estate website so you can understand the whole process. Now, what's next after that? What is it that we're going to be adding to this new career path of quote unquote PHP developer? So there's opportunities with Drupal, right, that people are missing out a lot. Okay. So I want to go in and I'm going to be creating a course on Drupal. And this is actually going to be super easy for you guys, especially if you understand how WordPress is and how if you've used like WordPress or Shopify or you have taken like the content editor course, right? You're going to understand what a CMS is, but now we're going to be using Drupal to create full stack websites using their CMS. Now, this is an email that I got today, 17 hours ago, right? Last night. Basically, this is what I got, right? This is from Creative Circle. For those of you guys that be wondering, oh, where has Joe worked at? What does Joe do? What does, what companies have Joe worked for, etc. This is the main company that I worked for, Creative Circle. I worked for them for years, and they got me a whole bunch of jobs out there from different companies, from Kellogg's to work on project on Universal Music Group to Nike. Like I've done a lot of work as a contractor through Creative Circle, right? But what's really cool about Creative Circle is that Creative Circle kind of tells you what's out there that is not being filled, right? So for example, most companies go to a company like Creative Circle, which is a recruiting agency, and they go to them because most of the time they can't find the talent when they go in and they post it on, like, let's say Indeed or, you know, ZipRecruiter, etc. So if they can't find the talent, they'll go in and post it on recruiting agencies, like specialized recruiting agencies, so they could find the talent, because there's a need for this type of developer, right? It could be a designer, etc. It's a need for this type of talent. And at the end of the day, when they post it, they're not getting the results that they want. They're not getting the right people. They're not getting enough people applying to those positions. So I use a lot of the emails that I get from Creative Circle, not because I'm looking for a job, but I like to keep my eyes to the street, right? This is how I know exactly what's happening in the industry, is by joining all of these different creative agencies and seeing where the disconnect is happening, where the big companies are, having trouble finding the talent. So then from there, I'll go in and change my curriculum to go with what's happening in the industry. So again, Drupal, I'm seeing a huge influx of jobs for Drupal developers. When was the last time you heard Drupal? Right? The guys that is old school, that's OG, triple OGs like me, right? We know about Drupal. Drupal's been around since the beginning of time, right? When WordPress came out, it's WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, right? So we know about these things. But guess what happened, right? The last 5-6 years, people have been focusing on the hype stack. Node.js, MERN stack, Golang, you got Flutter, you got a whole bunch of things that people are focusing on. And they're cool, right? But then it also means there's a lot of competition going that route, right? Now, a lot of companies that are using this frameworks, this programming languages that no one is really paying attention to, they're having a lot of problems getting the talent to work on those specific skills. So for us, right, if you're here about your bag, you're not here for the love, right? And I'm being honest. It's like someone like me. When I came into the game, I came in here with a plan. I'm here to build my capital, build as much wealth as I can, use the industry for what it's for, right? This is right now like the, how you call this, like the oil, where's it, gold rush, the oil rush, right? Back in the days. That's what's happening with the tech industry. So I'm the type of guy, I'm a freelancer. I'm a go-getter. I go to where the money is at. I don't care what language it is. I don't care what framework it is. If there's a big bag and I don't have to waste time, I don't have to do 3, 4, 5, 6 interviews to get one job, I don't have time for that. I want to go to the places where I go in, I have the skills. Here's my portfolio. Here's my projects. Guess what? Interview me. You like me. Let's go. I'm hired. So I focus on those things. So like that, you get results way faster than everything else that's out there. So again, I'm seeing a huge demand for Drupal right now. And we're going to be focusing on Drupal in the next few months. Okay. We're going to be focusing a lot on Drupal. But before you get to Drupal, you can't just pop up on Drupal and be like, well, I want to learn Drupal. You can't just learn Drupal without knowing PHP. You can't learn Drupal without knowing how to actually build full stack applications. Okay. Drupal is not a super easy framework. You actually need to know what the hell you're doing. Okay. On top of that, right, most of the companies that are using Drupal are pretty big companies, corporate companies, and also higher education, like universities and things like that. So for you to get those roles, you actually need to know the language, and you actually need to have a solid portfolio. So there's no point of me giving you a Drupal course right now, and you'd be like, well, I don't even know PHP, Joe. I don't even know how to build a full stack development, a full stack application. So that's why right now we're focusing on this specific project to really get you to that point where you're really going to be comfortable as a full stack developer. So when we go in and transition you to Drupal, right? When we go in and transition you to Shopify app development, you're comfortable. You're not showing up with like, what's going on? This is such a big application. Nah, after you build this real estate application, you're going to be like, yo, every application out there is easy. You understand it? That's what I'm doing for you. Okay. So again, you don't have to believe me. Do your own research. Okay. You could go to Indeed.com, come in, search Drupal, right? See what's happening out there. Okay. There's about 806 jobs mentioning Drupal. You'll be surprised. You'll be like, well, if I search Node, right? Some guys be like, well, if I search Node, there's 20,000 jobs for Node. Why would I go in and focus on Drupal? Well, guess what? If there's 20,000 jobs are mentioned in Node, there's about 200,000 people focusing on on Node.js, right? So again, what you want to go? You want to go where there's 400,000 people, right? Or do you want to go to a place where it's literally you and maybe 2,000 people applying to the same position, right? Or to the same type of roles. You get what I'm saying? So again, you got to go in and calculate that and be like, well, makes sense. Again, my goal is to get you results. My goal is not to push you guys to learn something that I like. It's not for me to get views. It's not for me to, come in here and get followers. I don't care. If you're watching this right now for the first time, follow me if you want to get results. If you don't want to follow me, that's fine. I don't care. I don't really give a damn, right? What I care about is the people that's here that have a problem of getting into the industry and they're looking to get opportunities, right? Those are the people that I focus on. I focus on people that's coming in self-taught, that are coming in from all different type of backgrounds, and they're looking for their first job in the industry. And now we're going in and focusing on making sure that their second job, right, or their third job, it's something that's really going to pay them a lot. Again, we go in and we look at these numbers. This is just from, freaking Creative Circle. And Creative Circle usually has a whole bunch of jobs from, 6 months to 12 months, a year and a half, depending where you go, right? 3 to 6 plus months, right? 50 to 55 hours, $50 to $55 per hour. Sorry guys, if I can't talk today. I didn't get no sleep last night. I went to sleep like at 4 o'clock in the morning, woke up at 7, and literally I've been up. I have 3 hours of sleep. So if I'm stumbling a couple of words, hey, my fault. But I had to do a lot of work last night, especially for this real estate application. But yeah, man, $50 to $55 an hour, bro. Let's bring out the calculator, okay? We don't have to go in and start breaking our neck and start breaking our brains, okay? Literally, go in, calculate that 50 times 40, right? This is just like right now, this is what they're paying. Creative Circle is probably hitting those companies that's looking to hire somebody for a Drupal developer on the neck right now. Because when they charge, they say, hey, we're going to pay you 50 to 55. That means they're charging anywhere from 75 to 80 to the company. Trust me, Creative Circle, I love them, but yeah, they get their bag too. They don't do this for the love, okay? So again, 50 times, let's say 40, right? That's $2,000 a week, right? Calculate that by, let's say, 52 weeks, right? That's about $104,000, or what we would call on a yearly salary. Now, of course, if you're doing this on 6 months, right? Let's say this is a contract work, right? Divided by 2, right? You're making $52,000. Not bad. This is what some people make in a whole year. You can make that in 6 months. And that's just a contract, right? So again, you want to keep that in mind. But let's keep on looking over here, just what's happening in the world of Drupal, right? So front-end Drupal developer, right? For people that is a front-end developer, right, but have knowledge of how it works with Drupal and creating themes for Drupal, you can see 90 to 120,000, right? 120,000 to 140,000. Okay, now let's go in and focus on what type of companies it is, right? Civics Action. Okay, let me see. Running through here. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put in just title. I want to just see exactly when they're looking for Drupal developer, right? Because sometimes companies might put in backend developer in the title and they're using Drupal, but I want to see exactly the companies that it's like, yo, we don't want just a backend developer. I want to see a real Drupal developer. Okay, cool. So you got Latitude Inc., Quent, Vitamin T, Vardot, Square Blocks. Again, some of these companies are smaller companies, right? They're not the Googles, they're not the Facebook, and that's actually good. And I'll tell you why. Why that's actually good. Because you as a self-taught developer, junior developer, you might not have experience enough to go into one of those companies as a, let's say, Google developer, Facebook developer. So this opportunities here from the smaller to medium-sized companies, they'll go in and give you the chance to go in and basically start working with less than 3 months of experience. If you know the platform and you know your shit, you're going to get a position, okay? But of course, you got to show it. You got to have the right projects. You got to show that, hey, I built a Drupal theme. Hey, I know how to manage Drupal, etc. So again, you can see here, 68 an hour. This is senior Drupal right talents. So as you can see, this is another recruiting agency, right? They're probably looking for, how you call this, like a specific developers, right, that have certain experience. But as you can see here, right, that's calculate that 68 times 40, right? This is a full-time job. This is not a contract work. Full-time job, right? 68 times 40, 2,700 per week, right? Times 52. That's $141,000, right? That's not bad, okay? That's definitely is not bad, okay? But again, the really cool part about this is the fact that there's a lot of opportunities with Drupal, and you're not dealing with a lot of competition, okay? This is something that you want to keep in mind. People always ask me, Joe, what's the best strategy for me to always have a job and always be able to find a job whenever I want? It's very simple, okay? I'm going to break it down for you guys. Number one, right? Learn skills that not everyone is learning, okay? If everybody goes in and says, well, we all know React, and React is great. React is basically JavaScript now. It's a point where React is a standard. So you learning React is no longer special, right? Maybe in 2015, maybe 2016, there was a small amount of people that knew React. So if you knew React at that time, you could get a job pretty quickly. Nowadays, everybody and their mother knows React, okay? So knowing a skill that not everybody knows, right, is going to put a lot of value into you, okay? Focusing on things that not everyone is paying attention to is going to give you a higher chance of getting hired, because you're not dealing with, hey, if I apply to this company, right, that's using Drupal, that's using Laravel, that's using, I don't know, whatever it's out there, .NET, right? You're not actually getting, like, let's say, 1,000, 2,000 applicants. You're maybe getting 60 applicants. So guess what? That company is going to take their time to look through everybody's portfolio, take their time to look through everybody's resume, right? And if you have everything that they are looking for, you have a higher chance of getting hired. Now, when you go in and you focus on things that everybody else is focusing on, guess what? When you apply to one of these jobs, you might be applicant number 2033. Do you think that that person who's trying to hire a developer is going to go over 2,000 applications? No. They're going to go over the first 100 to 200 applications, and they'll find the right person through there. Okay? So again, going into a place where there's not that much competition, that's the winning strategy. All right? And also too, the third thing is that if you're going to go in and apply for a job, you never quit your job until you have something already secured. Okay? So first thing is going for something that, skill that no one else really knows or no one else is have knowledge of, right? Number two, focusing on things that don't have a lot of competition, right? And number three is always leave your job after you already got a job. Never leave your job just to be in the air. That way, you will always be guaranteed that you always have money in your pocket and you're always hired. Okay, those 3 tips right there. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Okay, let me go into the chat. Let me see who's in here. I want to go in and start answering some questions. Okay, Latif Muhammad, what up? Greedy the Bull, what up? Cam Trails, what's good, bro? Been a minute. Let me see. Old Dirty Birdie. It was good. What's good, fam? I'm sorry. You make me laugh. Every time I look at your name, Old Dirty Birdie, that shit it's like, it makes me think you got a dirty birdie. Go watch that birdie. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Why you got that name, bro? That's some shit you like. Your parents tell you, like, yo, go watch that your little birdie. You know what I mean? Dude walking around with cheese. Disgusting. Yo, I'm stupid, yo. Let me see. Andre says, what's up, bro? On the live. Pradeep, what up? Let me see who else in here. David E. Turtsy. What's good? What's good? Nancy, what up, ma? How you been? Hola, hola. Let me see. Younger Curry said, what's up, bro? Just joined the diamond last week. Hey, congrats, bro. Now it's not just I joined. Hey, Joe, I joined and I'm doing the courses. Hey, Joe, I'm doing the projects. Hey, Joe, I'm working on my portfolio now. Send me an email with that link so I can look at it, give you some tips, help you out. This is the things that you get as a diamond member. Take advantage. Show up on Wednesdays. We got Karen helping people out. Again, that's on 7 p.m. So tonight she's gonna be in there. Okay, so take advantage of that. Join the community. By the way, anybody that's watching this right now, y'all can join the community. Just go to community.codingphase.com. It's 100% for free, guys. I pay for this for you guys to have access to it. So if you want to come in, come join. Okay, it's 100% for free. Of course, there's gonna be some sections like for the diamond only. But everything else is in here. You could come in, introduce yourself, ask questions, right? It could be for the front end, back end, Shopify, HTML, email, content editor, whatever questions you might have, you could post it in there. It's our community, okay? It's basically like a forum / community base. Okay, so come through. Community.codingphase.com. All right? So let me see what else we have in here. Let me see. Will this video be posted lately to be rewatched? Yes. So long as I don't say nothing crazy. Let me see. Facts. That sounds like a great offer. Learn how to make the bag. Yes, sir. Let me see. Joe, could you talk about the difference between 4 email developer MGML courses on your platform? The 4 email developer MGML courses on your platform. I understand the bundle, which is a combination of all, but could explain marketing over response. Well, it's very simple, bro. Look, if you go in to CodingPhase.com, I'll show you real quick. You got a question about the HTML emails, right? You go to CodingPhase.com, click on here, HTML email developer timeline, right? All of the courses here, right, are things that you're going to need as an HTML email developer, right? You have the responsive HTML emails where we teach you how to build HTML emails, right? Just manually, just straight up HTML tables, like just getting you to understand how to build responsive HTML emails by hand. Then from there, we have the MGML email framework. And then from there, we have HTML email frameworks course, which I'm just going to rename it to Foundation Inc. Email framework. So like that, people know that this is the MGML and this one's the foundation one. The foundation one is one that we had for a long time because foundation to me is more flexible. There's more things that you could do with it. But MGML is the easiest way that you can build any type of email. Okay, it's a framework that pretty much has everything for you, from ghost tables to helping you inline your styles to just giving you like components that you could create and reuse inside of your emails. So again, MGML is like super easy. You don't have to install anything. Only thing that you have to install is like a VS Code extension, which is super simple. This HTML email framework for foundation, people always have issues. We've had this course for like 3 years, right? And people might say, well, damn, 3 years, this shit must be mad old, right? But the truth is that HTML emails haven't changed, okay? And it hasn't. And the last time that some of these frameworks were last updated, they were like 5-6 years ago. So the courses itself are actually more modern than the frameworks themselves. HTML emails are like that, okay? But at the end of the day, like foundation, for some people, they have a lot of issues because, they don't have the right version of Node.js. Like, if you don't know how to really set up your developer environment, you're going to have a very difficult time with foundation. Okay, so from there, we just say, let's just add MJML. It's super simple, and anybody can go in and learn it. And it's literally, I think it's like, I don't know, 2 hours long. Not even 2 hours, like maybe 2-3 hours long. So it's that simple, right? There's not much that we have to teach because it's that easy to learn. But definitely go check it out. And that's pretty much it, right? So then you have design software for developers, like knowing how to use Photoshop, Sketch. If you know how to use Sketch, it's the same thing as Figma, okay? We have the freelancer guide. This is like if you want to freelance, right? This one's for job ready. If you want to go in and start applying for jobs and you need some extra help, like what do you need? What type of project you should have. We talk about all of that in here, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's most of the courses for HTML emails. Hopefully that, clear a couple of things up for you. Okay. Now, can you buy each single course, right? You could definitely do that. You can definitely go in and say, well, I'm going to do the diamond membership, right? $375 gives you access to all of these courses and every other course on the website. And then bundle is, hey, I bought this bundle for $500 and that's it. I buy the bundle. It gives me access to all the courses and any courses that get added in the future. So for example, we didn't have the MGML course here a month ago. Guess what? The people that bought this bundle in 2019, 2020, guess what? They have access to the same course, right? They don't have to pay for anything else. They don't have to sign up for any subscription. They own it. But again, that's all depending up to you. I believe that the best deal is really the diamond membership, because what this does is it gives you access to every single thing. You're not just going to want to go in and learn just HTML emails, because to be a full stack developer, you're going to need a lot of skills. This is why this thing is such a great deal. I could go in and nickel and dime you to death and be like, well, guys, this course is 50. This course is 25. This course is 20. This course is 10. Next thing you know, you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars for no reason. You're not getting anything else, right? You're just basically getting nickel and dimed. I don't like to do that. I don't like to go in and create, hey guys, new version of React 17.3 came out, and then sell you the same course, React 17.4. I don't want to nickel and dime you. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather come in and say, hey, you pay for this, $375, gives you access to everything for 6 months, okay? And then on top of that, it keeps the lights on for us. And at the same time, we continue to provide more services like the group coaching, accountability meetings, right? We answer all your emails. We try to give you as much guidance as we can. You get stuck somewhere. If I can't help you out at that moment, I will guide you to somebody that can help you out, or I will give you the resources so you can find the answer. So at the end of the day, it's like an active service, okay? So that's why the best deal is really the $375. Now, when you go in and you buy the bundle, right, you get access to all the courses for HTML emails, and you own it. And whatever happens in the future, you also get access to those. If a new framework comes out for emails, you get access to it. You only paid it once, and you don't have to deal with it. But you can't expect me to give you support. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect me to be answering your questions. You can't expect me to, to be on call for you. You can't expect me to give you access to the accountability meetings. You can't expect me to give you access to the live events, or to even have Karen help you out as you're building certain things. You can't, right? Because you only pay once. You only pay for the courses. You're not paying for the service. So again, that's where the diamond membership is really the best, because you're paying for the courses and you're getting access to all the courses, but then you're getting so much more than just courses. You're getting access to us, access to our time, our guidance, and whatever's happening in the industry, we're going to go in and guide you the right way so you could get results. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for you. Okay, reading through here. Harold Ramos says, hey, could you check my portfolio? I think I checked your portfolio, Harold. You've sent it to me before, but if you want, send it to my email, codingphase@gmail.com, and I will check it out, when I have time. I'll definitely answer your email and try to help you out from there. Let me see. Reading through here. As a newbie, what is the turnaround time to start applying for jobs once you go through the training? It all depends on what you're going for, right? So I'll give you an example. If you decided to go for full stack development, right? And you say, well, I want to be a full stack developer, right? And I want to go through the whole career path. This is what nobody else is going to tell you, right? You could be here to learn all of the skills to really be like a full stack developer. You might be here for 9 months. And that's if every single day you code for 2 hours. 2 hours. And on the weekends you code 5 hours. That could take you 9 months to complete it. Then from there, you got to build the projects for your portfolio. That could also take you another 2 months, right? So you were talking about almost damn near a year to complete all of this. This is why I tell people, learn content editing, right? Start with content editing. All of this is part of web development. So all the skills here, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, as soon as you learn HTML, CSS, how can we make sure that you get placed into a position or how you can start making money? So for example, content editing doesn't take any more than 3 weeks. That's it. And that's if you put in 2 hours, right? You put 2 hours per day, 5 hours on the weekend, and also too, you're picking up the material, right? For some people, HTML, CSS is going to be very easy to understand, and they could go in, jump into the content management systems, right? 3 weeks from now, you could have all the skills that you need. And then from there, you start building your portfolio. Might take you a week to 2 weeks to add the 3-4 projects that you need. And then you start applying. So basically in a month, you should be able to be applying for this type of role, right? For HTML emails, you go in right after the content editor, learn more about HTML emails. This might be another 2-3 weeks, right? So let's say in a month and a half around there, you could start applying for job positions with HTML email development. Okay. At that point, how long does it take for you to get a job? I don't know. I can't say an exact date, right? Because everybody's different. You might have something on your resume that might catch somebody's attention. You might have a record on you went to jail, you went to prison. It could be a million things, a million factors, right? It could be, maybe you have a bachelor's degree. Maybe it has nothing to do with computer science, or maybe it has nothing to do with development. But guess what? Those are things that a company might go in and say, oh, you know what? We like that, right? So you have the skills, you have the portfolio, you have the projects, and some people might go in and get results right away. I've seen people come in that have gotten jobs on their first week that they started applying, right? Now, does that happen to everybody? Hell no, right? The average person, I will say, it will take them a month after they complete the program. So let's say, for example, you come in, it took you 3 weeks to learn about content editing. It could take you another month just applying and going to interviews. Your first interview, most likely you're going to fail. Second interview, you're going to be okay. Third interview, you're going to be all right. And then by the fourth one, you're going to be, okay, let's do this. Let's really go in and kill this game, right? So if you don't go into interviews, how you going to, perfect your interview skills, right? So that takes time. But again, I can't guarantee, is like I tell people every time I talk to them on the Tech Accelerator, I can't guarantee your job. I'm not the one hiring you, right? That's why I'm creating my own recruiting agency to try to bring the numbers even higher. So it could be not only are we training you, but then we also going in and vouching for you as a recruiting agency to get you placed. So sometimes because you have no experience, right? A company might not give you all the opportunities that they would give to somebody that has experience. But if you have the right recruiters that's vouching for you, you got a higher chance of getting hired. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. But again, everybody has different results. It's just like how they say, it's like, yo, results may vary. But that you're going to get the skills, that you're going to learn exactly what you need. Yes. Is it going to take 1 week or is it going to take a month and a half? That's on your situation. That's on where you apply to. That's how many jobs you apply to. That's if you follow exactly what we give you. You did the projects that we told you. You added the templates that we added for your portfolio, etc. Like, if you follow everything to the T, you're going to get the results. If you don't and you want to do your own thing, or you're following another guy on YouTube, and you're following a guy's blog, and then you're following a guy on Twitter, and like, hey, I'm doing 100 devs, I'm doing free CodeCamp, I'm doing I'm doing whatever bullshit is out there, right? You're doing a million different things. You're not following my program. You get what I'm saying? You're basically going in and taking a piece from here, a piece from there. You're not going to get results like that. Okay? So keep that in mind. But let me see. Reading through here, self-taught says, Joe, question, is the PHP platform only for Diamond members, or what's the price for the PHP roadmap? Right now, we haven't set it up as a bundle yet. It's going to come hopefully by, I don't know, maybe October, maybe Black Friday. That's when we're going to have the full bundle for the PHP roadmap, right? Or the PHP career path. And you could buy as a bundle. So, but right now as a Diamond member, you could get access to the PHP course, right? So we go over PHP 8, we go over Laravel on the Laravel 9 course, and inside of the Laravel 9, we have this project, which is the real estate project, okay? From there, we're gonna have the Drupal, we're gonna have the WordPress added to the bundle. So yeah, there's gonna be more stuff being added for that career path, but that's gonna be later on. Now, what I'm doing is I'm focusing on, with CodingPhase, giving you guys for the Gold membership, right? There's the Gold Classics, right? The people that's grandfathered in from before, they get what they get, right? They already know they already have a lot of stuff in there. But the people that's on the Gold, the new Gold, that's what you see here for $20, we're focusing just on the front end, right? We're giving you everything that you need on the front end for $20. That's about like 39 courses, I think. 39 courses for $20. As far as the back end, right? Back end courses take more time. Back end courses take more preparation, right? Everything that takes more time from my day is going to be costing more money, right? That's just how it is. So at that point, it doesn't make sense for me to go in and put it for $20. So what I do is to say, okay, this is only for Diamond members, right? So anything that has to do with the back end, Shopify themes, Shopify apps, the make money online courses like the niche websites, the entrepreneur developer of like how to build your own business as a developer. All of those things are inside of the Diamond membership. Okay. So again, this is why this is such a great deal. When you come to CodingPhase, you become a Diamond member, you're covered for the next 6 months. Okay. From there, of course, it's a subscription. In another 6 months, it's going to charge again another $375. But you could cancel at any time. You could cancel today. You can say, hey, I'm signing up just for 6 months and I cancel. That's it. Right? You could do that. It's up to you. Right? But I can guarantee you right now that this is what we're working hard and working towards to. That we come in, we show you what we can do in 6 months. Right? You're going to really enjoy the service. You're going to see that we have everything that you need here for your first 2 to 3 years as a developer. Once you learn how to be a full stack developer, you don't need me for shit. You could easily go in and say, okay, Joe, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm a full stack developer. I'm already getting jobs. I know how to look through the documentation. I know how to figure this thing out. I can build any application any client throws at me. I have already ideas. I already have my business set up. I have my LLC or my S Corp already set up. I don't need you for nothing, Joe. Okay, so from there you could keep it moving and do what you got to do, right? I'm not trying to hold people hostage for the rest of the, for the rest of their lives. And it's like, yo, you're staying in the CodingPhase sweatshop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. My goal is to say, how can we get you into your first job? Okay, so in that 6 months, we're gonna teach you the skills that is gonna help you get that first job. Prove to you that hey, this thing works, and the style that we have on CodingPhase.com works. So then now you could go in and say, okay, trust us to go in on this other paths of being a full stack developer. Trust us to go on this path of Shopify development. Trust us to go on this path of building your own business. You get what I'm saying? So that right there will cover your first 2-3 years as a developer. And at the end of the day, it's just like I told you guys, right? 375 ain't shit, right? Like, I'm being honest. 375 for everything that we provide at CodingPhase, it really ain't shit. When you broke, you might see, damn, 375, this is a lot. But when you come to CodingPhase, you get your job and you see what you've gotten out of this shit, you only invested $375 to get a job that's gonna be, you know, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, right? What's $60,000, $70,000 for $375? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not much. I'm basically giving this shit away, okay? And then from there, now you could come in and say, okay, cool. I'll stay here another 6 months. I'll stay here another year. Let me see what else Joe got. Let me see if I set up my own business. Let me see if I build my own Shopify themes, right? Or my own microservice or my own software as a service. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have everything to help you that first job, get you to that second job, and then from there, teach you how to become your own boss, right? I swear, like, what I want to do here is like this. We already have a lot of people in the Hall of Fame. My goal, right, and this is why I'm focusing on all of those things right now, is that, you know, hopefully in, who knows, we are in 2022. By 2024, we want to have like a nice conference, or maybe rent out like a hotel, you know, lobby or whatever, or an event, and literally have 500 of you guys or more, and everybody come up and say, hey, how many of you guys is earning over $100,000, right? How many of you guys are actually your own boss? How many of you guys are actually having your own businesses already running? How many of you guys are selling digital products? And everybody stands up, because at the end of the day, like, this is a community, but I also want to come in and prove a point. You get what I'm saying? Prove a point that if you want to come into this industry, you can get what you want to get out of this shit. If you want to get your bag, you're going to be able to get your bag. Okay. So again, that's why I come in and I keep on adding more value to the platform, even though I'm not really earning what I'm supposed to, as far as, you know, for the amount of work that I put in, because in the long term, that's the real payoff. When you go in and you have, hey, this is a conference, we got 500, 1,000 people inside of a fucking hotel, right? Or, you know, a conference center. And we go in and we say, how many of you guys are making over 100,000? And everybody stands up. How many of you guys are making over 300,000? And everybody stands up. That's what's really going to go in and take CodingPhase to the next level. You get what I'm saying? So my investment in my time is on you guys, for you guys to succeed, and showing you guys the things that I found that has helped me out to live this type of lifestyle and doing what I do, right? I'm just a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? But shit, I live very comfortably. You know what I'm saying? I take care of my family. I got a family in the yard, family in New York. I'll take care of multiple households. You know what I'm saying? I could drive whatever car I want. I could travel to wherever the hell I want to, right? Get whatever the hell I want, right? But what's the point of me doing that by myself? And again, I'm doing this because literally I've never found anybody else who is a Joe or CodingPhase, right? So I'm basically providing to you guys what I wish somebody would have provided for me, right? Somebody could show me, hey, how do you come into this game? How do you come in and get your second job? How do I come in and continue to grow? How do I set my own business as a developer? How do I find ideas, right? How do I do research? All of those things is the things that's inside of CodingPhase.com. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully you get the whole vision of what we're trying to do with this whole thing. But again, this is why 375, come in. Go to CodingPhase.com, sign up as a diamond member. Let me prove to you how we can get you into a position and teach you the skill. Because one thing that I can guarantee is that whatever you come in and you say, hey, Joe, I want to become a HTML email developer, give me 6 months at a maximum, even though it doesn't take 6 months. But I say, give me 6 months, because some of you guys, you know who you are. You guys are lazy. Y'all come in, you do it once every 2-3 weeks, etc. But if within 6 months, if you don't know how to do HTML email development, then, you know, it's a problem. But I can guarantee you, like, everybody that comes in, like, if you came in to learn React, you're going to learn React. You know, if you came in to learn HTML email development, you're gonna learn that. Whatever it is that we put on the platform, the different career paths, you're gonna learn that for real. Let me see. Reading through here. Yeah, Joe, you need to include how to upgrade Drupal in your course. Yes, sir. Drupal versus WordPress versus Joomla. Yeah, man. Let me see. Bro Trippin says, yo, I had a bad experience with Creative Circle. Rude as fuck. Depends what kind of employees they hire to help you. Well, that's just how it is, bro. Sometimes I go to Pollo Tropical over here, and I'm like, yo, I don't know where they be finding some of these hood rats that I'll be like, yo, this chicks give you attitude. As soon as you go to the window,